comedy shows and the place is packed. Like, yo, who's going to make who laugh?
Based on the fact that the crowd do, they're also funny. Yeah, so I agree with you because when I was younger, I actually did not know that I was funny because everyone around me were funny, like funnier than I was, and I thought it was a normal thing until I left that space and I went to the university and I realized that no, it's actually a thing. So when I'm gisting with the new friends I had made as a then, they were always laughing. Whatever I say, man, they always want to be around me. Back then in class, girls want basket bright, whatever. And I always, whatever I say, they laugh, And I wasn't the only person that was doing it. There were other people that are also funny. And I worked my way through it. And where I schooled, Benin, Edo State, they have a large pool of funny individuals. Then in Delta State, they are the funniest. Right? So in Nigeria, it's regional. Like Delta State, Edo State, those guys are extremely funny. Some areas in the east where I come from, we are also funny there too. So now you can imagine making this cross section of people laugh because most of them, they even know where your story is going to.
Right.
Yeah, so you have to be extremely cerebral, very timely with your materials in Nigeria to succeed because sometimes they'll just laugh to just support you. Doesn't mean that you really blew their minds.
Okay.
But they love comedy back home, back in Nigeria. And
in your case, when you're going on stage, do you script it or you are just spontaneous?
Nah, it's not scripted. 50% not. So the way I do mine, I prepare the materials, like I write them and I make everything connect because when you're on stage, you want to tell a story. You want people to follow your story. You want them to get into your space and live in your world. So you have to create a nice scenario for them to be comfortable in because with comedy, with one distraction, they've missed the joke.
Right.
So you need to. So that is the hard work. How to connect each material and make it sync and have a proper set. However, when I am doing just a normal gig, I can't go scripted because anything can happen.
Right.
But if it's a one-man stand-up comedy show, it's not scripted, but it has a rhythm, it has a direction. Like when I did the tour, the Unprovoked tour in the UK and Europe, there was a script, not like a script. Because what I do is I outline the topics. So from this topic you go, but each topic must connect with the next, right? So during the course of the tour, I take some things out. Okay, I don't need this, I don't need that, and that's the way it works. But sometimes while I'm on stage, something new can just come in because while you're telling the joke, it's your joke, yes, but there are some new ideas because there's nothing like a complete joke. So while you're telling that joke, some new ideas will come in, you throw it in, and sometimes the spontaneous ones are actually the funniest. And sometimes someone will do something, you have to, launch back.
So wait, that joke about the two things.
Yeah.
Are you saying it was spontaneous?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
No. So the thing is, when we write materials, right, there are some materials like two things involved and a couple of other classics that I have. You have to write them and let it connect. Like if you follow me on Instagram, there's something I used to do called the bright side. Like the bright side, when I start a topic, that's not where I'm ending. So I misdirect you. I start from here and I go this way, just like two things involved. I have not been able to recreate a material like that. It was a blessing. Do you understand? And there are some materials you have to make sure you fine tune it to the point where people can follow you. You mislead them, bring them back because it's called a callback. I ended where I started. That's how. Those are the materials that it's hardly spontaneous. You have to.
There was this classic. There was this joke. You told about someone who had gone to